Staying with Jane, Season 2, Local Legends, the show that helps you to thrive, not just survive. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Tune in each week as Jane connects with local legends of Dorset, bringing you the most up-to-date health and wellness guidance, therapies, courses, retreats and stories happening locally. Each session includes a guided meditation hosted by Jane or one of her special guests. Here's your host, James Scanlan. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Stay Sane with Jane, the second series, which is all about Legends of Dorset. So today we are tuning in with Jemma from relaxandremedy.co.uk. Jemma is an advanced massage therapist and skin specialist, as well as a certified and accredited coach. She's based in Ferndown and helps people manage pain, look good and feel better. Welcome.
Hiya, thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So tell us a little bit about you, Jemma.
So, as you said, I'm an advanced massage therapist and skin specialist. I've been in the industry coming up 14 years now. A long time. And I've just finished the end of last year with completing my coaching accreditation. So that's for life and business coaching.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, I'm also doing some more training. So I'm currently doing my full advanced clinical massage therapy course as well. So I've literally finished one and gone on to the next one already.
Straight into the next one. And how long's that going to take?
It's a year's course.
Yes.
So it's it's quite full on, but it just means that I can help basically with more chronic pain conditions than I'm already working with. Opens me up to kind of different pathologies and just opens up the options for more people that I can help through the power of massage, basically.
Fabulous. And we both know massage is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
As you know, I'm also a massage therapist. It's just such a great therapy, isn't it? It really, for me, I think it really incorporates mind, body and soul.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things I found since doing my coaching course as well, that there's a lot more of that kind of side of things that have come in with the coaching as well, because like I say, the mind as well, I see a lot of clients, particularly with stress related pain as well. Mm-hmm. And then when we sit and actually talk about what's going on, you can completely understand why people are suffering in the way that they are. And it's great then having the coaching side of things, because then I can give them tools and techniques to go away and continue at home, as well as the massage aftercare, not just giving them, stretches, exercises, mobilizations, things like that, but things to help with the mind and actually with the stress as well, because the two definitely go hand in hand.
That's fantastic. That's really, really good. Tell us a little bit more about your journey into the industry. So you've been in the industry for now about 14 years. So why did you choose kind of holistic therapies? How did you get into it?
I've kind of done everything in the industry a little bit backwards. I started off as a nail technician, and I opened up a salon and I took on beauty therapists. So I'd always wanted to do beauty from a young age, and then I went into hairdressing. It wasn't my thing, so I kind of didn't go into beauty. I went off and did other stuff, ended up in local government for a few years, and then just decided I'd always wanted to be a nail technician, and I was fed up of saying one day I'll do it. And so I did it. And then I started doing my massage training. So that was the second thing I did, was massage therapy. And it was just a holistic massage course that I did. Yeah. And I've always really enjoyed that side of things. And then when I did go back and do my beauty, I got really into facials, loved doing facials and skincare. And then when I closed my salon and moved to Dorset 5 years ago, I started off doing a bit of everything, and I couldn't quite, it was trying to find a setup and somewhere where I could still do the massage and, do the treatments that I wanted to do. So being in the hairdressers, for example, with hair dryers going and stuff like that wasn't ideal because, it's not quite the right environment if you want to create that nice, relaxing, quiet space. And also because I was renting rooms, I didn't want to have to carry load of skincare stuff around. So 3 years ago, when I finally got settled in my own place in Ferndown, was kind of the time to do it. So I introduced the skincare. So now that's kind of my main focus. So over the last 2 years, I've been dropping more and more of my beauty treatments. And the massage, again, with that, it's just something I've always loved doing. And it was always, even when I was doing it, when I was salon based, I was always the one, if someone came in and said, oh, I've got an injury or I've hurt myself, I was the one that did that. Whereas the other girls did the more kind of nice, relaxing stuff. I much preferred something to kind of get stuck into and, problem solve. And then seeing that difference afterwards, seeing that difference of, people coming in pain and being able to leave without that pain, being able to move more freely, feeling more relaxed.
Totally.
That's kind of what,
love that.
Love that. And it's amazing. I've got clients that come and see me for like a course of treatments, and just seeing the difference week on week from when you see them coming in, maybe they can't quite stand up straight, or, the pain is stopping them from doing their day-to-day activities. And, I've had a particular client who's only in her 20s, for example, with absolutely crippled with lower back pain.
Gosh.
And it's really stopped her doing so many things. And then going from seeing her coming in and, almost in tears because she can't go and walk her dog. She can't go and do the normal stuff that she wants to do. And now she comes in with a smile on her face and she's back to doing, activities. And it's like, that's why I do what I do.
Yeah, it's miraculous, isn't it?
It's
beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. And the same with skin, going through that transformation with people. So one of the things I'm launching later this month is a skin confidence program to combine, again, the skin treatments and the coaching, because
that's a really good idea.
Yeah, again, with, skin confidence, there's so many people now that are the face of their business, that are, working for themselves, or whether they're front of house, or they've got a job role where they have to stand up and talk to people. And particularly people that have had skin issues in the past, and maybe they've had acne as a teen, they've still got that confidence issue there. They're not, even though their skin might look fantastic, that, they could get one breakout, and that one breakout will send them back into that panic. And take them back to that place of, maybe they were bullied when they were at school because of how their skin was, or, just that stress and that trauma all kind of comes back. So the skin confidence program is designed to help people through that, and really not just get them looking good, but feeling good as well.
Yeah. With with this kind of skin specialist area, do you find that the media have, or rather are, kind of crippling women's, and probably men's as well now, confidence because of what we see portrayed as what's the normal on TV and magazines and social media to what the reality is for the everyday normal person?
Yeah, there's so much, and there's so much information and so much misinformation out there as well. Like, I completely understand why people feel, like you say, because of media, that they should look a certain way, or shouldn't have wrinkles, or this or that. And, people are going for the quick options of Botox, fillers, aesthetics, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But actually, what I focus on is more around kind of skin health as well. So yes, it's going to improve the skin, but it's also getting the skin to be healthy and enabling the skin to function and do what it should do. Again, with, stuff like TikTok, Instagram, and there's so many influencers and people that will, sell you products, or, think that they're selling you a solution. You think you're buying a solution, but actually a lot of the time, we've got into the thing of layering. Layering has been a massive thing. People are putting layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of skincare products on, but actually a lot of the time those products don't necessarily work together. So by layering, you're not really getting the benefits of all of those products. Sometimes they're causing more harm than good, because we go, oh, that's a good one, that celebrity's using it, or that person's using it on TikTok, I'll go and get that. But then it's not necessarily suited to your skin, or what your skin, condition or concern is. So it's all about, making people feel confident within themselves and within their skin. And if they want a bit of a boost with that, if they want to reduce lines or wrinkles, or they want to work on scarring from acne, or they've got some pigmentation coming, then we can work on that as well. But it's about being confident in you. And it's, you know, we don't all want to look the same way, because that would be boring.
I know, and that's the trouble, isn't it? That's happening out there at the moment. When I see groups of I don't know, 20s and younger, they're all wanting to look the same, and it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So what about this is something else I've been concerned about. I have a 12-year-old daughter, and she's very much like me, thankfully, as in, you know, she's just basic skincare, that kind of thing. But some of her friends at 12 years old, their skin's perfect anyway. There is no acne. And they're doing full on cleanser, toners, masks. They're doing full on skincare. I think they're using quite good products, but is that even necessary? Is that going to be damaging the skin more? They're only 12.
It could well be, depending on obviously what they're using, how they're using it, things like that. And again, I've had similar conversations with, you know, my eldest is about to turn 11, and thankfully she's not into skincare and stuff yet, but she started on the makeup and started telling me the other day she needs an eyebrow pencil. I'm like, no, you don't. But yeah, I've had friends, kids and stuff. I had to have a conversation with, again, a 12-year-old actually, because she'd given her mum this whole list of stuff that she wanted for Christmas for skincare. And I was like, why on earth do you want hyaluronic acid at the age of 12 when you've got the most in your skin? Your skin doesn't need plumping. It doesn't need wrinkle reducing. You're 12. Yeah. You know, you don't need it. And this is the problem. And this is one of the biggest things within skincare that we're seeing is people's skin barriers are so impaired because
what does that mean, skin barrier?
So basically our skin has like a barrier. Think of it like a raincoat. So it's like a protective layer. So it stops bad stuff getting in, and it stops water loss within the skin. So it keeps our skin nice and hydrated. It locks that moisture in. But by using the wrong kind of products or stuff that's too harsh, we can damage that barrier. So imagine like scrubbing away a raincoat. You're gonna damage that. You're gonna end up with leaks. You know, it's not ideal. So things like scrubs, really harsh scrubs, people are using exfoliators, stuff that's like really gritty, really rough, and they might like how it feels because they feel like it's really clean, it's really getting into the skin, but actually you could be damaging that skin barrier. And also things with, you know, different kinds of peels, acids, things like that. Again, if your skin doesn't need it, you could be causing damage. And if you're already sensitized, so if you're someone that's already suffers with eczema or rosacea, things like that, if you're using the wrong stuff on your skin, you're just going to exacerbate that problem. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing we're seeing. And that's why I talk about kind of skin health. And before I do anything with anyone's skin, that's the first thing we do is make sure that barrier is intact, make sure the barrier is repaired, and that you've got the best base there to then start on whatever the skin concerns are. And actually, a lot of the time, once you do that and you do that barrier repair, it solves a lot of the problems anyway.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Let's deep dive a little bit into your business. How long have you been in Ferndown?
So I've had my treatment room just over 3 years now. So I started in Ferndown in probably 2020 actually. When I started out in 2019, when after moving to Dorset, I was kind of renting rooms here and there. And I've been very lucky that I've had clients that have followed me throughout my journey. Yes. And then I was in Wimborne for a little while, pre-COVID. And then in 2020, I decided to take the step and take on my own space, which was really brave, silly at that time.
When we were in and out. Time, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I did it in the August as well. So we were literally kind of in between lockdowns at that point. But I'd been like renting a couple of different rooms and got to the point where I wanted to get on with the skincare. There was stuff I wanted to do within my business, but I couldn't quite do it with the situations I was in. I didn't have a room that I could have full time. I was restricted with hours. You know, I wanted to work a late night. I could only work until 5 in one of the places. So it just wasn't ideal. So I took the plunge, and it was honestly the best decision that I've made, and I've made it work. And it's just so nice that I can walk in, everything is there. I don't have to, you know, unload the car and, you know, all that kind of. It felt like I was mobile, which has never appealed to me to be mobile. And I completely hats off to anyone that does that, because the fact
ditto. I've never done mobile.
No.
I've always had my own room either. In my house. I haven't even traveled anywhere to do my own room, because I just the thought of it just personally, it just stresses me out. So yeah, totally hats off to all you mobile therapists. I don't know how you do it.
No, I don't know, honestly. So yeah, so it's great. And I've got to the point now where I've cut down on all my beauty treatments. So I am purely just focused now on massage and skin. So last year I had a new website done as well, that, you know, just completely fresh start. So it just focuses on that. And I'm actually now in a position where I'm looking for someone to come and rent my room for half the week to do the beauty stuff, because obviously I've got clients there that still want to continue with their waxing and, you know, nails and things. But they're not treatments that I'm doing anymore. So it'd be great to have someone to kind of work alongside and hand my clients over to, and know that they're with someone that's, you know, trusted.
Fantastic. What's your best bit of business advice for massage therapists, even beauty therapists, definitely skin specialists as well?
Oh God, there's loads. Which is why obviously I do the coaching and the mentoring as well. Probably boundaries is the first thing that comes to mind. Start as you mean to go on. One of the things that you see a lot when people start out in the industry is they open their diary up for all of the hours, all of the days, and then they go, well, I've got one client on Monday at 11 o'clock. I've got one client on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I've got one client at 9 o'clock on Wednesday, and then one at 6 o'clock. And I'm like, what? How does that work, you know, for you? How can you then really focus on doing something else and working on your business if you're, you know, in between clients constantly? So having those boundaries, setting your days and hours from the start, because if people want to come to you, and if, you know, you're the person they want, they will make it work. You know, it's not about making yourself completely inaccessible and being like, I only work for 2 hours a week, but, you know, having kind of set boundaries on where you work and sticking to those boundaries, because you will always get that one client that always forgets and will always be last minute with appointments. And once they know that you go, oh, okay, I'll fit you in at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, then, you know, they do
continue.
Exactly. So it's having those boundaries and being firm with that. Cancellation policies as well, having a cancellation policy from day one, because it's far easier to start with it than try and implement one later down the line.
Yes, totally agree.
And definitely since COVID as well, we've, you know, really suffered with people being a little bit more flaky, people not wanting to commit to things. And I think it's now just becoming norm across the whole hair, beauty, massage industries that deposits or card capture, booking fees, things like that are all just becoming the norm now. And again, if you find that people don't want to pay that, they're usually the ones that are going to mess around.
Yes, exactly. Someone that knows they're going to turn up on time is going to have no problem with paying you in advance.
Exactly.
Yeah, simple. So do you feel, because the way I set up my business is more like membership style, so everybody kind of pays a monthly fee. The monthly fee includes various therapies, and then they get to book those in. So it's not quite the pay as you go sort of system or kind of class pass type system either. So most of the time the kind of cancellations it's very rare because everyone's paid in advance. What would you say the increase since COVID and people ringing up to say, oh, I've got a bit of a cold, I can't come, I'm isolating, or, you know?
Yeah, I think definitely memberships and things like that, like you just mentioned, are definitely becoming the way forward. A lot more people are offering memberships. I mean, I do for my skincare as well, for example, and exactly that. It just means that people can spread that cost a little bit more as well. So rather than having that kind of huge initial outlay or, feeling overwhelmed because they want to do something, but actually is the cost a bit of a barrier for them? Enabling them to be able to spread that over a period of 6 or 12 months makes a big difference to people. And again, it gets that commitment because, especially with things like massage and with skin, a one-off thing isn't going to solve your problem. It's going to help, but it's not going to, get to the root cause of the problem. So having that ability and that option to do that is a massive thing. And definitely I'm seeing memberships increase across the industry. And yeah, certainly, I mean, I think since COVID, definitely, I think one, it's made people a little bit more aware. And actually, I found people are a little bit more courteous. And if they've got a cold, they will send me a message or say, look, just to let you know, I've tested, it's not COVID, but I have got a cold. Is it still okay for me to come in? So you've kind of got that side of things, which is great, because gone are the days where you're sitting there doing someone's nails while they're snotting and sneezing and everything everywhere. And you're like, I don't want to touch your hands again. I do think people are a bit more courteous. And obviously, then I just say to people, if I'm comfortable with that, if they're comfortable, then wear a mask. I definitely think that's changed. But also, I think it's gone the other way a little bit, that people are, a little bit more flaky in that they might go, well, I've got a bit of a sniffle, I better isolate, I better not go out. But, it's good because it means that people are a bit more aware and we're not passing germs and things around as much. But it's definitely having an impact on business with people, and people are kind of cancelling more last minute. And I'm seeing more and more therapists, even therapists that I've mentored and coached, that have absolutely been, I don't need a cancellation policy. I don't get people cancelling on me. My clients are all really good. Then going, I need to implement that cancellation policy now.
Interesting. Times are changed, don't they?
Yeah.
So if we were to work together, what would it look like? And I think let's have two scenarios. One scenario is I've got a bad back, and I search for you, Jemma, in Ferndown. What happens next?
So when you book in, so you can either book in online or you can give me a call or email to book in, whatever is easier for you. When you come in, when you first book, you'll get an email that will come through with your consultation forms on. And there's an option on there to kind of give as much information, if you've got any information, if it's a prior injury, anything like that, to put that on the form. If you're really not sure, you just know you need a massage, but you don't know what, then you can just book in for a consultation as well. And again, on the consultation form, or in fact, there's actually a screening form on my website, which if you're really, really not sure, then you can just fill that in and say, I don't really know what I want, put in whatever information you can, and then I will give you a call and we can go from there. So when you have a consultation, you can come in, we will just have a chat about, what it is that's going on, how it's affecting you day to day, how it's affecting, what you're doing, and what it is that you want to achieve, really. Again, I do work with some clients on a kind of one-off basis, if that's what people want. But if you're really set on want to get to the root cause of the problem, solve the problem, I work to a method, it's called the Fix in 6 method. So it's a 6-session plan. Within that plan, you get all of your home care. So if, you've got mobilizations, exercises, stretches and things that I give you to do at home, that's all available to you within an app and on a website as well. So you can track everything. So I can see whether you're doing those exercises in that home care or not.
That's so good.
You also get access to me via WhatsApp as well. So again, if you need that daily reminder or nag that, have you done your exercises today or your mobilizations? If you get home and you go, Jemma, do you know what? I'm watching a video. It's not making sense to me. I can't remember how to do this exercise. Then I can give you a video call and go, right, show me what you're doing in your home environment, because, it's always different. We've all been to a physio, for example, where they've given you a sheet of exercises. You've taken it home and gone, I can't remember what that is. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's the point, is to kind of, eliminate that lost feeling and, empowering people and giving you the confidence to be able to do the exercises at home and build it into your routine. But again, keeping it realistic that, it's going to fit into your life. I'm not going to give you 100 things to do when you go, do you know what, I've got 2 minutes to do this. We'll fit something in for that 2 minutes. halfway through the sessions, we reassess. So at the beginning of the sessions, we'll do a full range of motion assessment as well. So we'll check, all of the movement, check that the joints are all doing what they should be doing, find any restrictions, and then that will create our treatment plan for those 6 sessions. Halfway through, we'll reassess, see where we're at, and by then you should have a reduction in pain, a significant reduction in pain, and then by the end of the 6 sessions, you should be pain-free, if not have, again, a significant reduction in the pain, and be able to be back doing what you need to do. And then we move on to maintenance from
Fantastic. There. Yeah, that's brilliant advice, and a brilliant way of setting up a treatment plan. I love the app. That's fabulous.
So you get everything in there, and like I say, the app gives you videos as well. You've got instructions on there, and then you. Like say,
is it videos of you doing the exercise, or
it's not
is it like an app you've?
But it's I use a program called Rehab My Patient. So with that, you get all the videos and everything in there. So, and it's nice as well because they're mixed. There's older, younger, male, female. So it's not.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. So it's nice. And
okay, so what about
as well, any equipment?
Sorry, say that again.
That's all right. I say I include in that as well any equipment they might need at home. So if it's like spiky balls, bands, and Pilates balls, things like that. So that's all included within the package as well.
And is that for them to keep forever, or for them almost like the hire for the 6 weeks?
No, that's theirs to keep forever.
What a brilliant system. Well done, Jemma. And what about if I have got a skin problem? In fact, I know somebody very close to me who's got a bit of a skin problem, but it's on their back.
Okay.
So it's not a facial. Is that something a skin specialist would still look at? Or is it all about the face and décollage area?
Mainly about the face, but I do get clients that come in with back issues as well. And I would treat it pretty much the same as I would with a face, really. Assess what's going on. Obviously, there could be slightly different factors if it's on the body, depending on what the issue is as well. It could also be kind of gut health. It could be diet related. So we'd kind of look into that a little bit more as well. But the same, we'd sit down, we'd have a consultation, we'd work out, we'd talk through things like triggers as well. Like I've been a rosacea sufferer all my life. So trying to work out triggers for what makes it worse and what flares it up is a big thing. So we talk about things like that, and also, again, diet. What you've been up to, because especially this time of year as well, after Christmas, a lot of people do start suffering a bit more with their skin. They've probably eaten a lot more chocolate and sugar than they would have done.
Sugar increase, alcohol increase.
Sugar, alcohol, all the amount of food that we've been eating, bad habits that people might have been into. Cold makes a big difference.
Sudden cold weather can really affect the skin, can't it?
Yeah, it's about protecting that barrier as well, and making sure that we're staying hydrated. And obviously, especially drinking water as well to stay hydrated, because in the summer when it's hot, we do drink more. When it's cold like this, we tend to go for like tea, coffee, stuff that's warm, but then
not necessarily hydrating.
Exactly, yeah. So we still need to keep that water intake up as well. So you do tend to find a lot of clients that starts to deplete over the colder months as well. But we treat it exactly the same way. We'd do a full consultation, and then each treatment is completely tailored and bespoke to whatever the concerns are with the skin. So everyone's treatment is completely different.
And is it like a 6-session thing, or again, does that depend?
So again, it depends. Usually we would do a course of treatment. So again, with the skin, I do the memberships, which works slightly differently to how I do the massage. So with that, there's a 6-month or a 12-month membership. So that would include all of your home care products and all of your treatments. But I also do just a home care one as well. Mm-hmm. So if someone is, really not got the time for coming in for treatments, or they are just interested in getting into a home care routine, because like I said before, people can be so blinded by and confused by what's out there, because you've got stuff coming at you from so many different directions, and friends telling you that something's good, and someone else tells you, oh no, try this. So it's about kind of cutting through all of that and saying, here is your skincare routine. You don't need 50,000 products every morning, every evening. It's about simplifying it down, and using stuff that actually works.
Fantastic. And I can imagine, doing the 6 or 12 month for the skin, because like you say, you're talking the skin it could be gut health. It can take a long time, can't it?
Yeah.
To really settle down. So
Yeah,
again,
and again,
that
it
sounds.
depends on lifestyle as well. If you've got someone who's outdoors a lot, so someone
Mm,
who's, gardener or dog walker, for example, then obviously the elements are going to be much more of a factor with the skin than someone that's sat indoors or someone that's sat, in front of a computer screen all day. You'd be looking at different kind of concerns for the skin.
yes.
And different kind of, products that you'd be using to protect the skin in those different environments as well.
Mm. And do you use, you must use a particular brand within your studio?
Yes. So I use Nimue, which is a South African brand.
I think I've heard
It's
of it.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. It's only
Yeah.
the last few years they've really started to get bigger in the UK. But they've been around since '94, so
Mm-hmm.
they're a well-established brand. But they're a dermocosmeceutical, so you've kind of got the cosmetic benefits in that it will work on the skin, but then with
Yeah.
the pharmaceutical kind of grade ingredients, so it actually works within the skin, and can actually help the skin from within, inside, from in to out. That's what I'm trying to say. From the inside to the outside.
Yeah.
So obviously your cosmetics and things that you buy off the shelf are
Yeah.
exactly that. They're cosmetic. They're designed to work on the surface of the skin. They'll work on what you can see. They'll work
Okay.
on the appearance of lines and wrinkles. Whereas what we're using kind of in clinic is more beneficial for actually correcting the skin, not just changing the appearance and kind of blanketing over.
Yes, because it's a bit like what we spoke about solving the problem with the back pain or whatever it is. You really need to go to the root of the issue, don't you?
Yeah.
And often the stuff that we all put on our faces, or we're encouraged to, might make it look good temporarily, but a lot of it's like really toxic for the skin, isn't it, over a period of time?
Yeah, there's that. And there's also, again, if you're not using the right products, it might look good. For example, one of my clients, she's just transitioned over onto my skincare, and she actually ran out of the moisturizer and went back to her old one. And she said, oh God, it's hot. Like now it's horrible going back to what she was using before, because again, she was using something that just off the shelf. And this is the other thing about, we've got supermarkets now that sell skincare, so it's so easy to just go, oh, I'll just grab that, or that's on offer, I'll take that. We don't necessarily think about what we're putting on our skin. And a lot of stuff, for example, can have silicons or paraffins and stuff in, so they feel really nice on the skin. It makes your skin feel really nice and silky, but that's because that's just sitting on the surface of the skin. It's not actually working within the skin. So I definitely see a change. And especially when I've got clients, if they've been using kind of high-end luxury brands, when they're used to all the nice kind of smells and all the nice feels, and they move over to something that's a little bit more clinical, they do find that a bit of a transition, because they're like, oh, but it doesn't have that nice, lovely smell to it, or, that same texture. And it's like, because it's there to do a job. It's not there to look pretty on your shelf. It's there to actually, do a job and sort out whatever it is that's going on with your skin.
Yeah.
So it's far more
With
functional.
I that happened to me recently. I mean, I feel a little bit embarrassed to tell you my skincare range. Anyway, like I said, it's very basic, Gemma. So I just use an avocado soap bar. It doesn't have actual soap in it, but that's what I use to cleanse my face. And then me and my daughter have been using a cream that we made ourselves. So it's cocoa butter, organic. It's all organic. Cocoa butter, shea butter, and then fractionated coconut oil, mixed it. We've both got quite dry skin, and we've been using that on our bodies, and it's been absolutely amazing. And I ran out, and I started using my old whatever it was. I think it was like someone gave me Clinique, and I used to use it like back in my 20s, and they gave it to me again, and I put that on my skin. I was like, oh, this just feels really Weird. And then I started to come up in all these bumps after 3 days of using it. 3 or 4 days, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I'm going back to, I found another thing that we'd made of those, just those 3 ingredients, and I'm putting that back on my skin, and the bumps are all going back down again. But I was like, that's something I used and swore by, obviously in my 20s and now 45. But skin changes, doesn't it? But yeah,
Exactly.
it's that.
Yeah. Skin changes, and it's keeping up with those changes as well, and also what your skin needs changes. So obviously as we get older, when we're in our 20s, our skin is like the best it's going to be. We've got all our collagen and all our elastin is all there, and then it gradually starts to deplete as we get older, and then once we hit menopause, it depletes even faster. So it's again, the skins need change, and especially around sort of perimenopausal women, menopausal, the skin gets drier as well. So again, it needs that more hydration. And again, we're in winter, it's colder. And that's one of the things I see as well with a lot of clients, especially again with kind of your luxury brands and stuff like you've just mentioned, like Clinique and stuff. It gets colder, your skin gets dry. You go, okay, I need now the ultra rich version of that, or I need, to add something else in. So your skin becomes kind of lazy because it's kind of going, well, you've just given me everything I need. I don't need to do anything. But there's also the thing of, making sure you use something for long enough, because that's another thing that people do, and why you find sometimes they're reluctant to invest in a good skincare, because they've already got 50 products sat on their shelf that they've tried and not liked.
True.
So when we use stuff and pick stuff up, just at random, we're not trying it for long enough. So our skin naturally sheds and kind of changes every 28 days is our cell turnover.
Okay.
So we need to use something for at least that 28 days to actually be able to see if it's going to make any difference to our skin. And one of the things, if you're making a big change, so this is something I talk through my clients with, is a transitional phase. So with the NIMU, for example, at about 12 weeks, you can go through a bit of a transitional phase where your skin then suddenly goes into could go into a little bit of a panic and go, I've just realised you've changed stuff, and now I don't need to do this, and I need to. So you might start feeling, your skin's a bit oilier or a bit drier, or you might start having a little bit of a breakout, but it will calm. It will calm, and it's like a reset for the skin, basically. But you've got to just persevere with that. And not everybody goes through that stage. I did a little bit when I started with it. And again, I do find if I change my products for any reason, obviously I have to try everything because I have to try it before. If something new comes out, I have to be able to try
it. To your company name,
So my skin had a complete freak out at the end of last year because I changed what I was using, and it was like, oh, what have you done? So, I have to try these things out. And I was like, oh God, my skin, I don't look like a very good advert at the moment for my business because my skin looks awful. But that's because I'm changing things around and trying different stuff. And again, it's that thing of, people like to try everything. And I had a friend actually that she's also works in skin, and she took on the brand, and she was like, I don't know if I'm liking it. It's not working for my skin. And I said, well, what are you using? She's like, well, I'm using this, then I'm using this, then I'm using this, then this, then this, then this. And I was like, well, you wouldn't use half of that together anyway, and it's way too much. So, sometimes simplifying it down is the best way to
maybe not as simple flying as I have.
But again, it really depends. And there's also, differences. Everything you're using, like you say, is organic. It's all natural ingredients. So it depends what people want. Yeah. If that's what people want and they want to go down the organic route, then what I do isn't for them, because what I use is not organic. So it just really depends what people want. And that's the thing. There's different things out there for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Great chats. Now, do you have any offers or any other top tips for the audience?
So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm doing my training for my next step up of my clinical massage. So at the moment, I am actually looking for case studies, and I will be looking for case studies over the next year, up until September. So each time I move through a different topic, it will be for kind of different things. At the moment, I am looking for candidates for low back pain. to join me on a case study basis, similar to kind of how I work normally, but there is a reduced rate on there for the main course. So it's still the 6 treatments, and you still get everything else included, as I mentioned before, but there's a reduced rate on there. And then I've got my Skin Confidence program launching later this month. So that will be going out soon. And like I said, so anyone that's kind of the face of the business, if you're someone that's, self-employed, for example, and you need to get over that barrier of putting your face on Facebook or Instagram, and you just don't want to do it because, you're worried about your skin or your appearance, things like that. Or, maybe, like I said before, you've had acne in the past and you've just still got those kind of niggles there, then we can work on that confidence, both, from how your skin looks, but also internally from a kind of confidence point of view, and breaking down any barriers that are kind of holding you back with that as well.
Oh, this sounds amazing. So all the details to get in touch with Jemma at relaxandremedy.co.uk are above or below this, wherever you're watching or listening to the podcast. You'll be able to get in touch with Jemma, and also you can just hop on to www.relaxandremedy.co.uk.
Thank you. Everything's all on there. Consultations, it's all nice and easy to book through the website as well.
Fantastic. Absolute pleasure to speak to you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
And you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks, Jemma.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye. Stay Sane with Jane, Season 2, Local Legends, the show that helps you to thrive, not just survive. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Tune in each week as Jane connects with local legends of Dorset, bringing you the most up-to-date health and wellness guidance, therapies, courses, retreats, and stories happening locally. Each session includes a guided meditation hosted by Jane or one of her special guests. Here's your host, James Scanlan. Hello, gorgeous. Okay, so we are moving on to the next level, and we are sliding down a gear. We're going to be moving into our meditation section, where we will definitely be relaxing. We'll be tuning in to some chilled vibes. Let's see, which tunes are going to be best to play today? So today we're going to be tuning into pain, seeing as that's what we've talked about on the podcast. So we're going to be tuning into changing your perspective on pain. Did you know pain is physical and psychosomatic? Oh, yes. So everybody feels pain differently. It's physical and mental. So as we begin this meditation, I invite you to bring kind awareness to what this topic means, what perspection on pain means to you, and how your belly, chest, and head feel when you reflect on this topic. The emotions that you can associate with these visceral feelings as well. What are the emotions around pain for you? And are there any positive or negative impact stories rising up in you now? And remember that there are many other people out there that are feeling similarly about this subject, this topic, as you. So as we bring increased awareness around changing our perspective on pain, we can also apply increased mindfulness to this topic in our day-to-day lives. So as you know, pain can overwhelm us, not only physically but mentally. When pain gets out of hand, it can become part of our identity or even consume our entire self or sense of self. Having entire days resolving around pain. Your very life becomes dedicated to pain. Yet pain is something everybody wants to get rid of. In order to fully understand the true meaning behind pain, we must change our perspective on it and be open to new approaches. And when you came here in an effort to get through your days because this burden of pain has consumed you, today you will learn a new way of thinking that could very well completely turn your life around. The wonderful thing about what you're about to discover is that you don't have to do anything at all. So there's no need to seek outside help because all is within you. So let's begin by taking 3 nice, big, deep breaths. Paying attention to your belly and lungs. Expanding when you do so. So 1, fully in. And exhale, letting your body relax. 2, breathe deeply. And let any worrisome thoughts fade away on the exhale. 3, filling your body with as much oxygen as you can and letting the air escape your body, relaxing you even further. That's great. Allow your mind to drift and wander to a thought of a small, ornate, hand-built fountain. This is a fountain of relaxation. It was built in a way that the water level is waist high and easy access for you. Maybe there is a sculpture that the water comes out from, splashing down into the basin. Or perhaps the water just shoots up and out in a beautiful way. However you see this fountain, picture it vividly in as much detail as you can. And if you struggle to visualize it, describe it in your mind as vividly as you can. You notice that the water is crystal clear. But you also seem to see a glow of golden light within it. Touch your hand to the side of the fountain and feel the way it is built and how sturdy it is. Now dip your fingertips into the water that's so clear and glowing with golden light. And you start to feel a profound relaxation coming through your fingertips. You decide to dip your entire hand into this healing water. The pleasure that this water brings you is so wonderful that you must have more. So gather some in your right hand and splash it onto your left forearm. Gather some more and cover your upper arm and shoulder with this wonderful water. The moisture on your skin is glistening in the golden sunlight, similar to how diamonds reflect light. I invite you to do the same with your left hand, cupping the water and soaking your right arm with it and right shoulder. The water is not only extremely soothing, but its appearance is stunning. Your arms are glistening in the golden sunlight, like millions of diamonds reflecting light. Cup both hands together and gather some of this glowing substance in your hands. Gather as much as you can, playfully watching it slip through your fingers a little and spill over the edges of your hands. And this time bring the water to your mouth for a drink. The water touches your lips and is sublime. The water is heavenly. It nourishes you. It relaxes you. Take another handful. Drink some more. Gather handfuls and splash them on your face. The water seems to wash away all the worries you've been carrying in your facial expressions over the years. It's almost like liquid sunshine. Notice how you feel. Lighter, fresher. It's nice, isn't it? So just relax somewhere near this fountain, completely free and clear and open-minded. And listen to this beautiful information that changes your view about pain forever. Enjoy that sunshine beating down on you. You're warm and cozy and completely relaxed. Pain acts as an alert. It's similar to an alarm. And when an alarm goes off, you understand what it is asking you to do, and you turn it off. Imagine an alarm that wakes you from sleeping. Once you are awake, you turn off the alarm sound, and the alarm has done its duty. Pain alerts you to something that needs attention. If you have a traumatic injury, the pain tells you the wound needs to mend. But what's happening with chronic pain that continues for years and consumes your mind is that the source of the pain is not being mended, and the alarm is constantly sounding out. Our minds are very intelligent, as well as our bodies. When there is something important in our mind that we don't acknowledge, push away, or do not tend to, the only option our mind executes is to alert the body through pain. So instead of thinking that there is something wrong in your body, instead ask, what needs to be addressed in my mind? Perhaps you are working a job that brings you down, but you don't like to admit it. Maybe you're in an unhappy relationship that you continue to sit stagnantly in. Perhaps there is unresolved childhood trauma. Or you could even be in a very happy relationship, but you have allowed too many burdens and responsibility on yourself in attempt to please everyone around you. Unresolved upsets in your life manifest as body pains until you do something about them. They are alerts that you have gone beyond your instinctual boundaries and are not speaking your truth. So instead of asking what's wrong with your body when you experience pain, ask what in your mind is screaming for your attention, but you continue to disregard and push away. From now on, your entire thinking about pain has changed. When pain presents itself, go directly to your mind. What emotion am I suppressing? And what thoughts am I pushing away? This is being true with yourself, as you always should. Truth and chronic pain cannot coexist. Once you know the true source of your pain by evaluating your life experiences in an honest way, pain will disappear without question. It will only arise again as a helpful alert that truth and honesty must be expressed to yourself and those who are important in your life. Whenever you come to a physical activity that you feel will cause pain, instead of avoiding it, go into it and pass through your fear. Play the basketball you were told to quit because of pain. Sit however you like, for however long. Even go on that long drive in the car that once brought you pain. Lift things you think you should have. Going right into and past the fear. It is extremely important that you fully trust that your body is strong and that stronger than you've been made to believe. Your body is amazing. Your mind is amazing. You've made great advancements in your thinking today. Whenever you are ready, you can start coming back into the present moment, into the physicality of your beautiful body. Stretching and moving. Loving and forgiving. Knowing that at any point you can re-listen to this guided meditation, that you can go back to that golden healing light fountain and bathe in it. It's your fountain. It's there for you, your body, and your mind. My name's Jane Scanlan, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you today. You may have heard of our new subscription to the Magic Moon Crew. This is a monthly membership and subscription to those who are wanting to experience a journey with the moon cycles. It's all about tapping into the mystical powers of the moon and unlocking your true potential within our Divine Magic Moon subscription. I co-created this with the Divine to help you harness the energies of the lunar phases. So our beautiful platform empowers you to set loving intentions, elevate your self-care routine, and manifest your deepest desires on a monthly basis. So the monthly outline is a video on the moon energy vibes for that month. There's a new moon ceremony, a full moon ritual. There's also a mindfulness technique every month and a gentle self-care massage routine. There is a sleep meditation and our beautiful, famous goodie bag, which involves a monthly crystal bead, an essential oil, base oil, ceremonial drink, candle, oracle cards, and rose petals. This is everything that is needed to uncover the magic of the moon at home. So we're calling in guests who want to discover the perfect sanctuary to unwind and connect with like-minded individuals who value the importance of a restful evening. We're inviting guests who want to immerse themselves in an exclusive community where relaxation and rejuvenation are at the forefront. So why not join our tribe of kindred spirits, finding solace in shared experiences and fostering deep connections? If this is a yes for you, go search the Magic Moon Crew or go to www.magicmooncrew.com/join. Book yourself on and experience the magic of the moon.